Hello guys, in this video we are going to see about the divisibility rule. Okay, so here are we have two divisibility rule for 2 3 4 5 6 8 9, okay, 10, like this way. In the next slide we have 9 10 11 12 25. Okay, so now we will take one by one divisibility rule. Okay, so for a 2, yes, okay, so for a 2, in case of 2 divisibility rule for a 2, it says that a number is divisible by 2 if the last digit, okay, last digit of the number is what, is a even or a zero, is even or a zero. So in this case, these four numbers, the last digit is what, here 2, here 8, here 4, and here a 0. Okay, so these all means in these first three cases, three numbers, the last digit is a even number, and this 250 we have a zero number at the last place. Okay, so that's why all these numbers are divisible by 2. Now, but if you take took one, means taken one these examples. Okay, so in this case, so we don't have this rule, means this violates this rule. Okay, so that's why this is not divisible by 2. Okay, now we will take a second divisibility rule for the number 3. Okay, divisibility by a 3. Okay, so for a 3, each for that divisibility by a 3, that number, okay, that number, suppose this is 384, the addition of this number, okay, the addition of the digits in this number, addition of each digit in this number should be divisible by 3. Okay, should be divisible by 3, then and then only that number will be divisible by that number, that digit 3. Okay, so here you can see this is 384. Okay, if you add these numbers, so then addition you will get the 15. Okay, so 15 divided by 3, this is completely divisible by 3. Okay, and the answer is 5. Okay, so that's why this total number will be divisible by the 3 completely. Okay, now the next divisibility by 4. Okay, the next divisibility rule. Okay, in this case for 4, we have to check the two conditions. Okay, so first one is the number should have the last two digits should be 0, or the second rule is that the last two digits, okay, the last two digits means the number which is forming with the help of last two digits of that number should be completely divisible by the 4. Okay, and then only that number should be, means that number will be divisible by the 4 completely. Okay, so these two rules we have to take into consideration in this case 4. Now next is divisibility rule is divisibility by the 5. Okay, divisibility by the 5. So in this case, uh, for the 5, the number should be ended, or the last digit of that number should be 0 or 5. Okay, so we can see in this number, that is 9100, the last digit in this case is a 0. Okay, like this way. Okay, then next divisibility by the 6. Next divisibility by the 6. So for the 6, we have to means the number is said to be the divisible by 6 if that number is divisible by both 2 and 3. Okay, so we have to remember here or memorize here the rules, divisibility rules for the 2 and 3 digit. Okay, so for a 2, we should have that number at the last place should have 0 or the even number. Okay, and for the 3, we have the addition of each digit in that number should be divisible by 3 completely. Okay, so here in this case, if this number, if this 684 is divisible by 2 and 3, then it is divisible by the 6. Okay, so this number, okay, so we can see here in this case the last digit of this number is 4, so we can say the number is divisible by 2. Okay, now we have to check the condition for the digit of 3 or number 3. Okay, so for the 3, we take the addition of this 684. What will be the addition of this each digit in that number is 8 4, it will become a 12, and 12 plus 6 will become a 18. Okay, so we can say the 18 is completely divisible by the 3. Okay, so we can say this number is completely divisible by the 6. Okay, now next divisibility rule for the okay, next is for 8. Okay, so here in this case, the number is divisible by 8 if the last three digits are divisible by 8. Okay, last three digits. Okay, suppose we took this example. Okay, okay, so this 432 should be completely divisible by the completely divisible by the 8, and okay, this will be there, and all the numbers should be, I mean, second rule is that all the last three digits should be 0. Okay, here we can see this is the last three digits are 0, so this is a divisibility rule for the 8. Now we will take the next divisibility rules. Okay, for a 9, for a 9. So in this case it says that the sum of the digit of a number is divisible by 9, means like a 3, means this divisibility rule is similar to that of the 3 number, 3. Okay, means all this sum of all the digits in the numbers should be divisible by the 9. Okay, then and then only the that number will be divisible by 9. Okay, so this is there, this is the divisibility rule for the 9. So if we add these numbers, okay, 7 8, so this is 15 plus 3, 15 plus 3 will become 18. So it is 18 is completely divisible by 9. Okay, so this is divisible by the 9. Okay, now next divisibility rule for the 10. Now for the 10, uh, the number should be ended, or last digit of that number should be 0, or that should be divisible by 10. Okay, this is very simple divisibility rule for the 10, we can find out easily. The next divisibility rule for the 11 number. So how we can conclude this divisibility rule? So here in this case for the 10 or 11. Okay, the in this case, what, suppose we have this number. Okay, 3784. Okay, 3784. So if we have some number, we took here example 3784. Okay, so the summation of the digits at the odd places should be equal to the summation of the even digits at the even places. Okay, this is the first rule. And second rule is what? The second rule is that the summation of the digits at the odd places it's a difference with the summation of the digits at the even places. Okay, so here this you can read this total statement, so you can get the idea of that. Okay, or divisibility by 11. Now next is divisibility by the 12. Okay, divisibility by a 12. So the number is divisible by a 12 if and if only it is divisible by both 3 and 4. So again we have to memorize the rules, divisibility rules for a 3 and a 4. Okay, so we have to check is it divisible by the 3, or is it divisible by 4. So if it is divisible by both numbers 3 and 4, then it is divisible by the 12. Now next divisibility rule is for 25. Okay, so the number is divisible by 25 if the last two digits are divisible by 25. Okay, so these are some divisibility rule for the some numbers. And here one note is there, that is there is no divisibility rule for the 7. Okay, though there are few unproven theories, means that this is for the 7 there is no divisibility rule.